Everyone, and welcome to the Indieheads podcast. I am your host, Matty, aka Re County G. On this week's podcast, we have
your boy, AJ.
I'm Jake, or Jameeming Hopscotch.
Suckboy Wilford Thrill.
Ethan.
I'm Bartholomew.
Is that?
Bartholomew. God damn it, guys! Jesus Christ.
We don't have a big enough fan base to make jokes about our names. Like,
see,
they don't want us to make jokes about our names.
He's up
so
to
we're
it
going to
again.
make jokes about our names.
That Bartholomew is memeing again.
Well, hey guys, welcome to the podcast. We're actually doing this like on time again. Like this is within a week of the last one. It's crazy.
woo!
And like actually timely for the album. It's not like irrelevant yet.
Oh, exactly. I know. We're just on point. Before we get into the actual,
We're talking about Mozart's symphony, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, the symphony, of course.
I couldn't think of a name for Mozart's symphony.
The one symphony he wrote.
Yeah, he only wrote one.
I'd like to point out that there are 6 of us on this podcast tonight, so it's going to be absolutely terrible, so you should probably just stop listening now.
Actually, no, don't do that, because I have some great news for you about the podcast. Maybe not great news, but news nonetheless.
We have some ads.
He ain't got shit.
We have some Squarespace ads in the middle, so definitely get to that.
MailChimp.
This is hell. This is my guys. This is my hell. This is the hell I live in. I every week I go to hell with these guys, and I hate my life. Okay, anyways,
I'll take care of the news. It's over. It's done. We're
please
quitting.
I have okay. This is I swear to God, this is gonna be really quick. Okay, number 1, How to Survive in the Music Industry with Will Toledo. It's delayed. It's gonna come out Wednesday because Alex. I showed Alex it, and he's like, "You have to change this, and this," and I'm like, "Okay, Father, I will change this."
That's exactly how it went.
So it will be out on Wednesday now instead of today.
I'm right though. I'm right. It will be much
well,
better.
I aired it today on the radio. So okay, well, but I'm gonna fix it. It will be out by then, or by Wednesday, hopefully, if I have time to finish it, because I have another show I have to work on. But other than that, though, that's it.
We got some stuff in the future that should be fun.
Wait, should we announce that? Should we announce the Congleton thing? We don't have that confirmed just yet, though. That's the issue.
You literally just say his name.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. Okay, we announced it on a podcast like a few weeks back, but like this is not. We don't have the official date just yet, but I know on the next podcast we will be interviewing John Congleton once again. We will get a date to you guys as soon as possible, as we're still kind of like talking with his people, but. Yeah, be excited for a new Congleton cast.
And
he's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that album was tight, though. That was a good album.
Oh, yeah, I would have put on my what we listened to, but
yeah, I completely forgot because I listened to it on SoundCloud, so like it doesn't appear on any Last.fm or my recent record purchases, so it's kind of an anomaly in that way.
True. I've been listening on Spotify. It's real good, but I won't be talking about it this week on my what have I been... Yeah. I will not be talking about this week on my What Have We Been Listening To, because instead I'm going to talk about Interpol's Turn on the Bright Lights, which is funny.
Nice transition.
Which is funny because AJ, before we did the podcast, like warming up, he said, like, because Jake was going to talk about a different album, but AJ was like, talk about the newer album first, and then, because that's more important, but I had a newer album on my thing, but instead I went with the old album because I don't have much to say about the new album. Anyways, Turn on the Bright Lights. What has not been said about this album that has already been said? A lot, actually.
It's not good.
Shut up, Will. You're wrong. You're completely wrong. I know you hate post-punk. I know you hate post-punk
revival. Some
revival.
backstory on this. Every time Yankee Hotel Foxtrot or Turn on the Bright Lights is mentioned, just because they came out in the same year, there was faction-based infighting on the chat.
See, Jeremiah and I are team Turn on the Bright Lights. You guys are team.
Yeah, wait.
Yankee
Let's take a roll call.
Foxtrot.
I'm Turn on the Bright Lights for sure.
Boy, if you don't.
My distaste for Wilco is widely known.
Yes.
I just don't get you like Americana.
I thought you were on our team. AJ.
Okay. So
you know what I realized? Hold on. Can I interject for a hot sec?
Yeah.
You know what I realized today? Like, My Morning Jacket is infinitely superior to Wilco, and it just gets swept over all the time.
Yes. My Morning Jacket are an underrated band. They're
keep going.
I actually did post them on Symbol this morning because I randomly checked Twitter in the middle of the night when I woke up and saw Ian Cohen was tweeting about them, so I turned on a song and it was actually pretty nice. But you're wrong.
Matty has a different album to talk about.
Turn on the Bright Lights. It's a really good album. It makes me want to tear my heart out, and it makes me want to perform open heart surgery on myself. Obstacle 1 is a fucking amazing single. It's probably one of the best singles ever made. It's so fucking good.
Is it better than Jesus, etc. Though.
Is it better than heavy metal drummer?
Hold on. Confession time. I've actually not listened to Yankee Foxtrot Hotel, so I can't say anything.
Yankee Hotel.
Yeah.
Foxtrot.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I've not listened
Oh
to
my
Yankee
God.
Foxtrot Hotel either.
That one is the only time I've ever liked the word Yankee.
God,
Fuck
damn.
off.
That's the only positive connotation I have for that word is Yankee
We're
Hotel
gonna
Foxtrot.
shit on the Astros tomorrow.
Okay, this is a great post-punk
Like-
revival album. Okay, it's got some great songs. It's got some killer riffs. The bass lines are amazing. Just the band. It's so. I mean, again, can we? This is kind of. I want to kind of drift off to like a slightly general topic. Besides this album, just again, one album per guys. What is the one album that you think is the best? Where like the best debut, where the band just comes out and they're so confident and they know their sound just so perfectly. Essentially, like this album is a perfect
Weezer.
example of that.
I don't know, a little album by the name of Funeral by Arcade Fire.
I knew you'd say that.
Yeah, I think that one.
Yeah.
Would have to be mine,
That's
too.
not predictable at all.
No, actually, my two favorite debuts are Weezer's Blue album and the Velvet Underground and Nico. Is just
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm trying to think. Because most of my bands. Oh, the Feelies, Crazy Rhythms. Duh. Okay.
obviously.
Obscure ass band no one fucking knows about. Ethan. Of
No,
course.
that's not that
No,
obscure.
that's not obscure. I know. It's not. I just haven't listened to. I haven't listened to it, so therefore it's obscure. Okay.
It's like
Same
that.
goes for Yankee Hotel Foxtrot.
Yep, it's obscure. No
They
one knows
hit
who
an
the fuck
indie
Wilco
gem.
that
is.
obscure band Wilco. Never heard of them.
Nope.
See,
Who
me
are
and
they?
Alex, we got Wilco
Yeah.
team on lockdown.
Actually, hold on, Jake. Okay, so we have 3 for Team
Yeah.
Interpol, 2 for Wilco. Jake, you're the tiebreaker. Who do you pick?
I'm absolutely Yankee
Wait.
Hotel Foxtrot.
God damn, it's a
okay,
tie. We need.
I was about to tell you to not make the wrong choice.
We need. Okay, see now it's
I
like
did
even
it.
split between Interpol and Wilco.
See, like
We
I'm
need-
officially on board with Team Jake. Like I'm glad we added him to the podcast. Now.
Oh, good. This is what it took.
Yeah.
This pushed me over the edge.
I love. Okay, can I get back? Okay, just before I'm gonna move on, but like I just want to say one last thing about the album. The thing I love about it is that Paul Banks, he's essentially speaking nonsense, yet the way he sings it makes me really, really feel what he's singing, and that's why I love it.
I think his lyrics are actually really good, but that's just.
I mean, again,
The
here's the
subway,
thing,
she is a porno.
they're like nonsense.
That's actually
but-
the lyric I was thinking
Okay,
of.
they're nonsense, but like they really hit you hard. Like there's some stuff, of course, that's like obviously like good lyrics. Like in Stella was a diver and she's always down. The part where he's like Stella, oh Stella. I always like fuck. That kills me. Just kills
That's a
me.
good
Well,
lyric.
it's-
Just
it's
saying
a
Stella
reference.
over and over again.
It's a reference to a streetcar named Desire.
Oh really?
So
Well, never mind. It's genius.
Fuck you, Will.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and also I want to give a quick.
no, I have a story about Stella. Because I saw Interpol live, I think last year, and I didn't recognize the song until they said started yelling Stella because they didn't say the intro thing they say on the record, and I'm like, what is this song? I don't recognize it. And I'm like, oh, so that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Sign up for Tidal. Also, go to squarespace.com/Indieheads podcast and get 10% off on a Squarespace site. You can make your site
And
all pretty.
also,
We have a Patreon now. Please
Oh.
donate as much money as you possibly can.
Please steal from your parents' wallets and give us. Just put your credit
Yeah.
card in and then put the money in.
yeah.
All of our listeners are minors.
Get Alex to Pitchfork. Donate to Patreon.
Shove,
Oh, yeah,
shove
we-
your money into your computer screen as you listen to the podcast. Just be like, "This, I'm giving you money. It's going through the internet. That's how the internet works."
I know, AJ, you just mentioned it, but Pitchfork. I'm so fucking excited for Pitchfork.
Yeah, have we formally
not
done
really. Okay, so
anything about that yet?
So right now for Pitchfork, essentially we're not like completely confirmed because we still have to find a place to stay. But for people who bought tickets, so far, AJ, myself, Jake, Jeremiah, and Josiah have all bought tickets. We will most likely all be at Pitchfork, so definitely come and meet up with us because we're gonna have a great time. Alex is kind of on the fence still. He's kind of figuring out what he wants to do. So
See, there's so many like kind of expensive concerts that I need to go to right now, like Radiohead and like probably Weezer, honestly, and like
Yeah, see, I was actually
You know-
thinking about like making a last ditch attempt to make it. Then I remember that I'm going to see Weezer on the Friday of Pitchfork Fest.
ooh.
So I'm like, yeah,
But, okay,
Yeah,
so guys, so-
definitely not. That's
yeah,
the
you
nail in
gotta
the
see
coffin.
Weezer.
You
So
can get
yeah.
a one-day ticket. Well, don't even bother.
Boy, I'm not-
there's no point of that. Okay,
I
I'm
forgot
not-
where you were.
So
for
we
a
are
hot
going to start
sec.
the hashtag get Alex to Pitchfork. Get it rolling on Twitter right now to convince Alex to come to Pitchfork with us. But really, it's his decision. So, I mean, the thing is, I would love for you to come, Alex, because I love you and you're great. But it's money and it's your decision because like I've already spent a lot of money going to I spent like $180 to get a ticket, so I'm broke right now.
If we had agreed to go to like a different festival.
Hey, we should all go to Wrecking Ball in Atlanta, Georgia.
Or
I would totally be down for that one. Actually, that's gonna be a great emo fest.
I might
drink.
There's
so
a
much
fest. I'm out.
we should all buy plane tickets and go to Primavera.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Why aren't we going to the Gathering of the Juggalos?
Oh Jesus Christ.
Isn't that in Michigan?
I was gonna give a goddamn recommendation.
I'm
going.
You guys are all.
See, Ethan, like ultimately that wasn't the funniest joke, but just the fact that you managed to pull that out of your ass just randomly, like there was no association with Insane Clown Posse with anything we were talking about, but you had it there. It was ready.
I follow them on Twitter just for a reminder that
have
they
Insane
exist.
Clown Posse in my ass.
You underestimate my dedication to irony. I will go to Gathering of the Juggalos and do a full tour.
I saw that episode of Workaholics where they went and had a good time. So
I bet it's like a really. It's gotta be a
they get
really
beat the fuck
interesting
up.
experience, though, right?
Yeah, like
I
now
listened
I'm gonna
to
do it.
Gathering of the Juggalos.
Well, I mean,
no,
there's
okay,
a chance.
cancel our plans. No pitchfork. No
No
pitchfork.
pitchfork.
Okay, there is the chance.
Gathering of the
There's the chance
Juggalos.
that Danny Brown will be at Gathering of the Juggalos because he's performed there before. So hey.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, he's,
Yeah, I
he's
watched
cool.
it. I watched it.
Danny Brown would be the rapper who's a
That-
juggalo.
It's
No, Danny
amazing.
Brown.
Alex.
He has a verse on one of their songs, and it's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes, it's the thing is he saved this. Okay, the Insane Cobalt song he's on, it's terrible. Like the beat is absolutely awful. Shaggy and whatever the other guy's name is, they're terrible rappers. But Danny
Shaggy
Brown comes,
and
Shaggy and some who?
I would just like Shaggy and the other guy would be a great band.
Sure. Anyway, and then Danny Brown comes in and he kills this awful beat.
Matty.
He kills this awful beat, and it's like the beat is so terrible, but yet Danny Brown is such a great rapper that he was able to kill the beat. And I'm like, thank you, Danny Brown. I don't know what we did to deserve you, but you're great. And also, before we move on to AJ and what he listened to, I want to give a quick recommendation to the new Baby Father album, BBF, hosted by DJ Escrow. It's possibly the most interesting rap album released this year. The best, God no, but it's really fucking interesting, and I've recommended Dean Blunt enough to you guys to the point of, hey, give his shit a shot, especially this new album because it's really interesting, but don't have this be like the thing this is not what Dean Blunt is. Dean Blunt is a lot of things, but he's not exactly Baby Father. Okay, AJ, what'd you listen to this week?
So I'm going to talk about two albums quickly for both of them because they're both fairly new releases. The first one is Charlie Hilton's Palina, released earlier this year, and it just kind of went under my radar, and I think like everybody else's radar because I had never heard anything about this album until the title track showed up in my Spotify Weekly Discover, and I was like, okay, I'm digging this, and it's got a lot of Courtney Barnett vibes from last year, and it's kind of this like slacker core, dream poppy, strong female lead, clever lyrics album all over the place, and I think it's really good, and I think it's definitely slept on. It catapulted up into my top 10 for the year, and it's just a really fantastic. It's a lot like Courtney Barnett. That's the word I'll use to describe it, is Courtney Barnett E. And then
That's two words, asshole.
there's three hyphens. There's three hyphens.
Jackass.
So Courtney Barnett E, or Y. And then the second album came out on Friday, and it's Japanese Breakfast's Psycho Pomp, and I love this album. I listened to it all day today, like all day, and it's fantastic. It sounds extremely similar to the Charlie Hilton album, but that doesn't matter. Maybe that's what I'm in the mood for lately. But yeah, this is really lush, really glorious dream pop kind of washed out poppy album, and yeah, that's what I've been listening to a lot of lately. And this album, do not sleep on this one. Make sure you listen to it. It's only 25 minutes, so I promise you can get through it. And it reminds me a lot of the U.S. Girls album from last year in the same way that the other one reminded me of the Courtney Barnett album. And listen to songs like In Heaven, The Woman That Loves You, and Heft. It's got really, really clever, socially conscious lyrics, as well as kind of a sad story behind it when you read into it. So fantastic albums, two of them, by two lovely ladies.
Did you guys just hear that? The guy, it sounded like someone like grunted in the background.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like someone screamed. Is everyone
That was
alive?
That was my
I
ghost.
think so.
I'm alive.
Who is that?
You
was
might
my
hear my
goat.
dog though, because she's right here and she's being kind of hyper right now.
Doggo.
Jake, was that
Oh
you?
yeah, that
Mine
easily
was not
could have been
me.
a dog.
But it wasn't because my mic was muted.
Okay.
AJ, I have a
There's a
question.
ghost in my house. Yeah.
First of all, I think I'm going to check out the Charlie Hilton album because that sounds up my alley. But second, you said there's a track called "In Heaven," which is a track from the movie Eraserhead. Have you seen the movie?
Oh yes.
Oh, is it any relation or just unrelated?
No, I think no. I don't think so.
Okay, that's all I had to ask because I know the Pixies did a really good cover of that song, which I enjoy.
Speaking of the Pixies, which Jake is not going to be talking about, Jake, what are you going to talk about instead?
That was a decent segue. So speaking of the
It was
Pixies,
alright.
I've been listening to Post Pop Depression by Iggy Pop. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it other than that I've been really enjoying it so far. There's a good mixture of like heavier desert rock, Josh Homme kind of stuff, and there's a lot of dynamic with strings and softer instrumentation, and I think it lends itself really well to Iggy's vocal style, which is just this kind of like crackly, gritty, old baritone kind of delivery. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this album would be nearly as good if it weren't for Josh Homme's production, which is all over the place. I think it gives the album a lot of texture, but yeah, other than that, I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's a good album.
Well, you've been championing this album a little bit. You want to? You're.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, it's like I'm surprised how little it's being talked. Like, I thought like it would be like a bigger deal than it is. But yeah, no, like I'm.
If only Iggy Pop had died.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing is. Here's the thing, though. I think I legitimately like this album is intrinsically tied to Black Star for me. Just
They really
because-
sound similar, and like
yeah, the thing is that I mean, like Iggy Pop and David Bowie were close friends and collaborators,
yeah,
musically speaking, and also just like they're on the same age, and this is kind of like the same thing for them. Like they hadn't had good albums in a long time,
they're
but
kind of thematically similar.
they're kind of comebacks.
Not as overtly thematically similar, but there's like Iggy Pop's is much more like sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek, where he's like, "Oh, I used to be really good, and now I don't know what music is anymore, and I'm out of touch with the kids." Whereas David Bowie's was this weird, like, spectral, passing on biblical metaphors thing. But I mean, they're both albums about like moving on from from like a different generation and leaving kind of like the pop star music stuff in the past. It's interesting.
Right, and also something else that's kind of common with them is that they're both the reason they're both so good is because they're collaborations. Are they able to get younger, fresher people to help them elevate them to their best potential?
Yeah, it's rare, and I know his name's like stapled all over the album cover and everything, but this is like technically just a solo Iggy Pop release. But it's rare for an album to listen to an album and be able to point to a main influence so much as you can as Josh Homme on this thing, where you're just like, this could literally be Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah,
well, I mean, yes, and
yeah.
no, because like for example, "Break Into Your Heart," very Queens of the Stone Age, very Josh Homme sounding to me.
American
You know, like-
Valhalla.
Yeah, especially when the guitar comes in, it really reminds me of "If I Had a Tail."
Yep.
And then like at the end of Sunday, the outro for that reminds me of the outros for the last tracks on Rated R and Songs for the Deaf. They both do kind of like those orchestral vocal kind of thing.
Definitely.
But like Gardenia sounds like a classic, like the Idiot era Iggy Pop. And yeah, just German Chocolate Drops. That sounds very Iggy to me. It is like it's very good balance of both of them. And just I mean, Iggy is the OG, the punk rock OG. And I mean, if this is his last album, then I feel like this is a great way to go out.
Iggy Pop's gonna die this year.
Things like I don't feel like he is because like he's like busy. I think it's like David Bowie was like in.
Oh,
I mean, I know
David Bowie had cancer.
I know you're just.
No.
I know you were joking,
know,
but
dude.
still, like I just don't.
Iggy Pop's in good shape. He'll be around for like another like 15 years at least.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll go to again. What would you listen to this week?
All right, so the album I've been listening to is "Slow Forever" by Cobalt. This album came out last week, and I don't listen to a whole lot of metal, but I always have my ears peeled for anything, and I found the one here. I saw it getting good reviews. It got the 8.4 no B&M from Pitchfork.
Elusive.
Because metal.
The iconic score.
The iconic, well, no brand new music.
Yeah.
Obvious metal bias. But anyways, no. Cobalt are a metal duo that originally consisted of Eric Wonder and Phil McSorley. But Phil McSorley, like, he was in the military and couldn't be around a lot. And plus, he went on some, like, crazy, like, homophobic and, like, anti-transgender rant on Facebook or whatever. so they kicked him out. They got a new vocalist, Charlie Fell. And yeah, it's just a duo with Charlie Fell doing the vocals and then Eric Wonder doing bass, guitar, drums, and vocals too. And it's technically labeled a black metal album, but I hear a lot of stoner metal and I hear a lot of sludge metal in there. So that's kind of nice because like a lot of metal bands, they kind of keep to their own niche kind of. That's kind of the problem. I know Stefan has talked about that. And a lot of like critics with feet in both camps kind of say like a lot of metal bands are too committed to being one thing. Like we're a Norwegian science fiction themed black metal band. That's what we are, you know? Like that's what we do. But it's like Cobalt doesn't really seem to have any kind of confines they play within. They're just making those brutal, punishing music they can. And like this is a long one this year. Like it's some
that's the
an hour,
thing that
24
like
minutes.
it's the thing that dissuaded me from this because I think you and I are the two biggest like metalheads in here,
I think Jake will like it.
Yeah, I definitely lean like stoner sludge over operatic black metal most of the time, and so this thing intrigued me. But then like the track list just like intimidated the fuck out of me, and I was like, oh, it's an hour and 24 minutes. Like I will get around to this eventually, but just not now.
Do you have a comparison for it? Because I'm like trying to place it.
Like try to imagine the vocals of Death Heaven with the instrumentals of like Caius.
Okay.
Damn.
Neither
But also,
but
with the ambition kind of and like the way it builds is kind of like Swans. Like they're no rare influence of them that like has been mentioned in several interviews and reviews.
The first song is all I got through, and it was really good. But
and it has these interludes, like these like acoustic interludes that remind me of Black Sabbath, which is always
like
a very good thing.
That sounds like something Agalloch would do.
Yeah, I could see that comparison.
Would they be similar to Agalloch? Because I really like Agalloch.
Yeah, definitely.
And I will definitely check these guys out.
Yeah, it's a very good like things. Like I've been looking for my like I don't know if I'll hear a better metal album this year. I mean I don't listen to a lot, but this is definitely
Did you listen to a Bath?
I listened to a little bit. Like I went through R-Dash Metals, like they do their like quarterly voting, and I like check out a couple.
It's definitely my favorite metal album of the year so far, but I haven't listened to much.
Right. I mean, I just listen to like one or two tracks from each of the albums on their lists and see which one I gravitate towards.
Yeah.
But this is the one so far for me. Like it's definitely a contender for my top 10. Like it's just everything. It's like aggressive and angry, but also just a lot of fun. It's just exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, I'll get around to this one for sure.
Metal sucks.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, you're right.
Okay, I'm going to talk about my album.
Go ahead, Ethan.
Even though no one
Okay,
has.
I'm done now. You can start, Ethan.
I'm sorry.
You know what sucks, Matty?
What?
Dean Blunt.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You do not need to go that far, man. Fuck you.
So
I was
I
making a joke.
I actually like black metal.
Thank you. It's a really good album. It's really disjointed, but it's a good album. And there's a lot of meaning to it too when you look into it, when you like research it. If you watch my FYC, you know what it means.
I like how I have you all flustered.
I listen to Lower, Seek Worm, or Climbs. It's a pretty generic post-punk album. I think 2013, something around there, that I enjoyed. I picked it up in the record store because it was $8 new, and I'm like, that's a good price for something I relatively enjoy. So I bought it and I listened to it this weekend, and it is enjoyable. It's nothing really that special. I think Proto Martyr are probably doing the dark post-punk revival thing better, but that doesn't mean this Lower album isn't interesting and well done and worth listening to at least once or twice. And I think they definitely progress on their next album.
So you going to say like, oh, this album is kind of generic and not that good, and then you're like, go listen to it though.
No, well,
okay, because
I understood what he said.
He was just can't be like, this album is like, it's not that great, but you should listen to it anyways.
No, he said like it's a part of this movement that's going on right now, and you know, it's obviously not. That would be like saying like, oh, there's this hip hop album, and like it's kind of like To Pimp a Butterfly. It's not as good as To Pimp a Butterfly, but it's still worth listening to.
Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Well, I wouldn't call Proto
Literally this.
Agent
Well,
Intellect.
Proto-Martyr are the pimp butterfly of the post-punk revival, and I don't want to hear it. So
I love Proto Martyr, but I don't think
They Viet Cong. They ought.
But no, it's an enjoyable listen. It's just not that different from your standard post-punk album. Like, it sounds basically like an amalgamation between Joy Division, Bauhaus, and The Fall. Like, what else? Like, those are all enjoyable, good bands. They're not doing anything new. But I still recommend listening to it. I mean, don't listen to it if you've never listened to another album. Don't be like, this is my first music I'm going to listen to. But it's definitely worth a listen.
Can we talk about the video that Donald Trump posted on his Twitter page today?
No.
did you listen to that? Was that something you listened to this week?
Shit.
That was hilarious. That was a great
That
video.
was
Talk
something.
about how EA sent out a press release that was like, we do not condone this at all, and we will be pursuing legal action. Donald Trump.
Wait, what happened?
Because
Who's
EA makes Mass Effect, so the video was a parody of a Mass Effect trailer, and it was about an alien invasion, and it was all set to footage of Donald Trump talking about making America great again, and then someone from the Donald subreddit. Or no, someone from Poll, actually, the board on 4chan, made that video and tweeted it at Trump, and then Trump was like, oh, can I tweet this? And the guy was like, yeah, obviously. And so Trump tweeted it, and it's this cancerous video. It's a Mass Effect trailer recut to be, instead of about, ancient aliens, about Trump, taking over the presidency, and it's horrifying. It's terrible.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious, though.
It's hilarious, but the problem is this is fucking real. This guy is the front runner for the Republican Party. This is fucking real. This is a presidential
He's retweeting
election.
this video.
This is vying for the most powerful position in the world.
Okay, it's
and
rated
this shit
it's
is
rated
happening.
It's rated T for Trump.
Jesus fuck.
That's great. That's great. I love how they keep.
Oh god.
Speaking of the barking in my background, my doggo. I love how they keep doing they keep doing the Hillary Clinton barking thing. It's completely irrelevant to how good a politician she is, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I know we just complained we were complaining a few weeks ago that we should stop talking about politics on the podcast, but we're doing it right now, but it's
This is not really talking about politics.
Trump isn't politics. If we were talking about Trump is just a laughable buffoon that should be not
Lay this.
anywhere near politics.
Oh god. Okay, we're just
Okay. Wait, the thing is, Trump is either a delirious egomaniac, or he's just straight up a fascist.
Or third option,
Or
he might he's so crazy it just might work.
Maybe he's the
No.
meme king. Also, we'll get your dog.
He's doing it
Stop
for the
please.
meat.
He's the meme
Silence
king.
your doggo.
Silence your dogs, please. Love of God. Okay, we should probably move on to the main topic, but I'll let Will show his dogs
wait.
first.
Wait, can I do a little just a thought to start us on?
Okay. Fucking sure.
In
Go ahead.
the song
Sure.
"Wind in Our Sail," Weezer, Rivers sings that we had to do it wrong before we could do it right, or something to that effect. And to me, that's what this album is, because it's
That was a terrible start.
Well,
You
Alex,
ruined this discussion.
Alex, I thought you were saying that
I'm not done.
That's why we should elect Trump.
It's not as bad as whatever I said about fucking painting with. I
I'm
went on
not
this rant
done.
about painting with,
Okay,
and you guys were like,
okay.
stop.
No, my point is that this album is in many ways what they were doing, the same thing they were doing on Red Album and Ratitude and all the other pop albums they made that we called shitty, but it's just it's done right here. It's more genuine. It feels more natural. To write these songs, Rivers said that he actually would go and meet people on Tinder and just talk to them, and then he'd go write a song about his experience. And that's kind of partially not all of them were done this way, but some of them were, and I think that's just I don't know, that also says something towards the album. He was actually writing about his own experiences, whereas before it just felt kind of fabricated.
Wait. This
that's
was
what-
Matt, you want to give it?
Wait,
Matt, you
this
want
is-
to give a more organic intro to this discussion?
Well, I was gonna say, wait. This album was inspired by Tinder dates. Now, this is something I can get into.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like you just jumped in, Alex. We didn't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Let's
You
okay,
just wanted to say what you got to say first.
let's
You
just
were selfish.
retcon what just happened. And let's give a proper intro. Okay, Weezer. You know who they are. They're Weezer. Rivers Cuomo is a crazy man. who is a man-child and has Peter Pan syndrome. The other 3 guys in the band don't really matter, honestly. They're kind of boring.
Literally.
Except Matt Sharp.
Yeah, actually, wait.
Matt Sharp.
He's Matt Sharp.
But he's not here.
Actually,
so.
Wait, do you
but
not know who Matt Sharp is?
No,
Really?
I know who he is, but he's not here in the album, dude. He's been gone for like 20 years.
Did you say that?
I said rest in peace, Matt Sharp.
Oh, okay. He's
But just for clarity, though, it's Patrick Wilson on drums, Brian Bell on guitar, and that other guy's not an OG on bass. Scott Steiner.
Not Matt Sharp.
Thank you, Will. Anyways,
Matt Sharp.
They not
Discount Matt Sharp.
okay.
Matt Sharp is too busy.
no. Patrick Wilson and Brian Bell are OGs. Like give them the
they're
respect.
good. They're good musicians.
They deserve they deserve.
Props.
They're your OGs and should be respected as such.
Okay, anyways, this is Weezer's 10th album after a string of, up until maybe Everything Will Be Alright into it, a string of just really bad albums. Basically, they had Blue Album, which is a great power pop album, Pinkerton, which is one of the best albums ever made, and it's better than Blue. If you say Blue is better than Pinkerton, I will fight you right here, right now.
Here we go.
Matty,
But I would fight you. I would fight you, except that's not what this podcast is about.
No,
Like,
it's not.
We're not
Pinkerton hits me on an emotional chord that Blue does not, and that's why I like it better. And
I could go on for days why I disagree with you, but I'm not going to because that's not what this podcast is.
We should call this the
podcast,
White
then?
Boy episode, because that's what this is. You just said that Pinkerton relates to you on a visceral level, and you just have to be like a nerdy white boy for that to happen.
yep, and I'm proud. I'm a nerdy white boy, and I'm proud. We're a minority. We're not represented very well in the media. I mean, Big Bang Theory, that is nerd blackface. Come on now.
Sad white boys. We have rights too.
My 4 top albums, or my two favorite albums, Emergency and I by the Dismemberment Plan and Pinkerton
Thank you,
by
Ethan.
Weezer, are just sad white boys talking about how it sucks being anxious. Like, that's it. Like
My top 4 are also just like sad white boy problem albums.
and the Feelies.
Indie
and-
music is just sad white boy music.
Yeah.
With like a couple of grills.
Couple
Yeah.
grills.
Grills.
Like
Yes.
Paul Wall girls.
No, like grills. Like, you know the meme?
No,
Oh, girls.
Fucking
Oh,
idiots.
Jesus, I'm a
Ironic.
fucking...
You
No.
recognize that meme from 4chan, Matty? You ever been on 4chan?
That's not even a 4chan meme.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Educate me on my memes, Will. Please give me a detailed
we
history
should
of the meme.
actually do a rundown of meme history right here and right now.
How about
Please,
we talk about
So
the...
Weezer.
Thank
Let's
you.
talk about let's not talk about Blue Album or Pinkerton or memes.
Okay, White Album. Okay, this is
Those are not.
This is their 10th studio album after coming off of Everything Will Be Alright in the End, which was very well received by fans, considered by many to be their best album in a long, long time. And now
Yes.
they're back with the White Album, which many fans are also saying, "Hey, this is their best album since Pinkerton." And
It's their best album since last 2 years ago.
since
or
last
whenever-
year.
It's
okay.
Since Everything Will Be Alright in the End came out. I'm gonna say this.
I think it's much better than Everything Will Be Alright.
Yeah,
I
me too.
agree.
I actually don't think everything.
I can't choose. I
that
think
good.
White's a little
Wait,
bit better, but they're close.
Everything
They're
will be,
close.
in my opinion, Everything Will Be Alright in the End was much more consistent. The highs on the White Album I think are better. Do you want to get high being the high, ironically? But I think that just the solid sound and just there was a bit more focus on Everything Will Be Alright in the End and a bit more focus on what they wanted it to sound like, and I think that really helped it make it into a better album. That was actually my 6th favorite album of that year. I don't imagine the White Album being anywhere near my top 10 list. I like some of the songs on it, and some of the songs I think are pretty bad. And like
I would like.
That's interesting
keep
because I have like the exact reverse
Yeah.
opinion of that. Like I liked Everything.
I would
Will Be
like to
Alright.
immediately counter that. Yes.
Okay, go.
Like I like both albums. I like Everything Will Be Alright in the End, but I think that album was a little more inconsistent and a little more scattershot. And I think it was definitely Weezer taking a step in the right direction. Like I thought they had some of the best songs they'd written in years on it, but also like there were some songs on there that would have fit in right in with Ratitude. And I think this album is
Okay, Go Away featuring Bethany of Best Coast.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
such
like
a good
that's the
song.
one
I
exact
love
one.
that song. I love that song
See, Ethan, that's why you're the problem with this podcast.
because I
So,
like that
yeah.
song.
Contrarian.
Contrarian.
I like
Everything
Best
Will-
Coast because I'm it.
I hate Best
ironically
Coast.
like.
I can't. Best Coast are a terrible band, but I really enjoy that song. And
Comparing.
I think
Go.
I think the dual story thing on that was cool, even if it's.
I think every song on the album besides that is pretty good, but that one song is like just a whole lot of no.
I didn't listen to Everything Will Be Alright in the end. I didn't get
So
that far in the
Everything Will Be
discography
Alright
just
in the
yet.
So you can mute your mic now, Matty, because you're not.
Yeah, Matty. Bye, Matty.
You're not a
You're
real.
no longer
Bye.
relevant to this podcast.
You're not a real Weezer fan.
I
We
mean,
can all
Everything Will Be
agree that
Alright
Death to False Metal is their best album, now, right?
Jesus Christ.
How's that funny?
Can I talk about Weezer for a sec?
Nah.
Like Weezer, the self-titled
Nah.
album.
No, so
Wait,
Everything
which
will be-
Weezer? One of the 5
this is
albums.
fucking
What?
this is
I want
hell.
to talk about
This
the
is hell. I'm
band.
in hell
I
right
want to talk
now.
about the band.
Okay, talk about the band, AJ. Please go.
Okay, so
Get us
comparing
on
Light to
track.
Everything. Okay, listen. Everything Will Be Alright in the end was like, yeah, Weezer's been putting out like crap, kind of just like low effort crap for a while and whatever. And then Everything Will Be Alright in the end had like these inklings that they were trying again, that they were experimenting with new things, and a lot of the songs in it were good, but it also lacked for me a cohesion. It just kind of, as an album, it just kind of felt like a collection of songs that were like, hey, Weezer can write good songs in the year 2014, and Everything Will Be Alright in the end feels a lot like The Force Awakens in the fact that it was just like, hey, that thing you love is back. Remember what you love about that thing that you loved for a really long time, and then it got bad for a while, but here's what you loved about it, and it's back. But it also immediately,
God.
part of why I enjoyed it so much
Stop
is
talking.
because
Stop
You're
talking.
static in AJ. You're getting static in
Okay,
Skywalker.
Static and Skywalker. Part of the
Oh
reason.
God,
God,
it's
stop.
so bad. It's so bad. I will continue for AJ.
Delete your
though.
account, AJ.
It's just really weird that I have the exact opposite opinion.
Well,
I don't know.
here's my thing about it. The thing is, like, the thing I think about both albums is that they're right. Weezer lost a lot of goodwill over the years. So like when that album was like came out, I was like, oh, another Weezer album. This is their first in 4 years. I'm like, okay. And I listened to, like, I heard people say it was better. So I listened to it. I thought, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit better, but I mean, like, it's still not good. But then, like, in the past few months, I've been listening to it more, and I actually I'm coming around to it. I think it's just a matter of
Really
if
good
you're
album.
ready. If you're ready to like Weezer, that's the same thing with the White Album. Like, if you don't want to like either of those albums, you'll find a way not to like them.
Oh, they're both easy to poke holes in and be like, well, this is
Yeah.
shit.
Yes, if you want to dislike the White Album, if you want to dislike Everything Will Be Alright in the end, you won't like them. But it's not even wanting. If you're ready to like them,
If you actually listen to some of the lyrics, Rivers.
it's not even listening to the lyrics. It's just
Like
like
the
having the
lyrics
mindset
are-
of being like, I'm okay with liking a Weezer album in 2016.
Sure. I'm not, but I think the weakest part of both of these albums are their abysmal lyrics on some of the tracks.
The biggest.
Weezer was never a good lyric band, though. Like,
Okay,
No,
they weren't maybe a
No.
good lyric band, but they had
weren't.
interesting lyrics that like they popped out.
they had
They
charm in
they-
the
they
first
had
couple of
charm.
Now
albums.
they
The
don't.
lyrics
They
were
just- they
still
just-
like not that great, and they've never been that great. And I just think
you
if
can maybe
you
make the case
allow
for Blue Album, but
lyrics
Pinkerton, I think
to
Pinkerton has
make you, I think if you allow lyrics to keep you from liking a Weezer album, then you're just
I'm not
screwing
saying-
yourself.
I'm not gonna play my
I'm
lyrics
not
this
saying
time at
you
all.
should. I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm saying, but if one was to have that reason, I would be like, you're missing the point. But I see where you're coming from.
The biggest irony on White is on LA Girls when when Rivers has a chorus centered around telling someone to act their age.
Well, I think
Because-
I mean I think that's kind of on purpose though. Yet with Rivers, you have to.
I don't think it's on purpose at all.
really.
You wonder how because he's obviously really self-aware, but you wonder how self-aware he is, like on what level? Because he obviously wrote Back to the Shack, like he knows, like that the band sucked for a while. But I don't know how, like, on what level he's like self-realized or whatever.
Like whether just the fans, like, because like he let the fans tell him that Pinkerton was bad. So maybe he's just letting the fans tell him that like Make Believe and Red were bad.
Rivers Cuomo is a very strange man. We will never understand his psyche. He's just very weird and he's very strange. That's why we love him though, because he's Rivers Cuomo. Even though he's starting to age a little bit. I thought he was going to be like not aging for a while, but now like I'm starting to see it a little bit. Rivers Cuomo is a very strange man. I love him to death. He has a great Twitter account. A lot of great.
does.
It's on fleek.
It's on fleek. He dressed.
I'm just bummed we never got that sitcom.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that would have been cool.
Actually, that would have been terrible, but it would have
Oh, it would have been
like,
god awful.
Fuck you.
it would have been so bad.
Okay, can we
but,
actually
like,
talk about the album? Because we barely
Yeah,
talked
I
about
do-
the
okay,
album at
no,
all.
no.
Here's what.
No, I
While we're
actually
on
don't
the
wanna-
topic of River's psyche, though, I found out today that, like, through Josiah, which, you know, like, I found out today that apparently during Green Album, while he was, like, having mental breakdown from Pinkerton being, like, so
Well,
poorly
there was
received.
like that's really minimizing his life. Like, oh, like 3 years later, he was still depressed because of Pinkerton.
Well,
That wasn't like, it's not like his life was perfect. Besides that, and I
well,
still
I
believe
know.
that.
Yeah, that's
regardless,
fair.
I mean, I just want to say that, like, regardless of the reception of Pinkerton, I feel like he was just going down a spiral of depression
Yeah.
that, like, wouldn't have been stopped by, like, a good, or like, people try to minimize his life and with the Weezer's career, like, oh, if people just liked Pinkerton, maybe they'd
Yeah.
still be a good band. Like, and I just don't think. I feel like they were
Well-
always destined down some sort of path like this.
No, I think yeah.
Even
I
if there
think
was- like, 'cause
Okay, well,
he's such a corny dude to start with. Like, he was
I think this
never
is-
not going to make.
I think this is what they've. I think White Album is kind of what he always visualized the band becoming, because White Album is just this sort of like, it's an idea stretched out. It's like a, you know, all the songs are kind of thematically about like, oh, summer, beach, fun, California.
Cannolis.
Yeah, cannolis. It's just like one idea kind of stretched out for like an album, and just like, I don't want to say derivative, but I can't think. I guess it's derivative, but not in a bad. Like, derivative can be good sometimes in the fact that it's just like, here's this album, here's what it's about.
Derivative, but it's really short. It's only like 34 minutes long, so it doesn't like go on too long. It's like, okay, this is fine.
And I'm
The
gonna
thing for me. Oh,
I'm gonna
go
do
ahead.
it. This album, it strikes me a lot like Painting With, as it's just a collection of fun songs from a big iconic band. And in 2016, that's okay, because not every album needs to be groundbreaking. And this is just a fun album. Comes in, it's like, hey, here's a bunch of fun songs. Enjoy it. Now we're gone. That's it. That's all it does.
I
I'm
get
triggered,
why
but
you'd wanna
I'll
say
avoid
that.
it.
I get why you want to say that, but I feel like there's a major difference in that, you know, this is like Weezer's best album in a really long time, depending on how you see it. Like,
That's fair. Yeah, that is fair.
like,
And
like
Painting With is one
Animal
of the
Collective
worst.
is coming off a hot streak right now. You know, like they
well,
put out
no.
like
Well,
feels.
just coming
and-
off. It's since 2009.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah. I just
It's got-
mean like
yeah,
they
they're
put
not
out
at their peak.
Sung Tongs, Feels, fucking Strawberry Jam, and Merriweather Post Pavilion all in a row, and like, you know, they aren't making necessarily as vital music right now, but I think a lot of people want to see it as like, oh, they're bad now. But I guess the difference with this is, you know, people want to see it as like, oh, they're good now, whereas I feel like, I don't know, maybe we don't give their older music, Weezer's older music, as in like their period between this and like Pinkerton, enough credit in some ways.
Okay,
Yeah, I
can
agree.
Can I just say that the Green again? So I before this podcast, I was gonna try to challenge myself to listen to every album in their discography. I didn't quite make it. I only got to Make Believe before. Like I was like, before I had to listen to this album, like to prepare for this podcast. I still think Green's their worst album. I think Green's their worst.
You're wrong, but
See,
that's okay.
yeah.
Like, I see why you think that.
Yeah,
You
because
haven't listened to you haven't listened to everything yet.
You didn't.
Green is
listen to
probably
Make
their most-
Believe. You didn't.
See,
you
I-
didn't
Green
listen
is
to Red.
gutless, but it
You
also
didn't-
has great classic melodies.
Yeah, it's
You didn't
definitely their
listen
most
to Earlier
formulaic
Attitude.
album.
I think
Yeah,
the
I
worst
don't like
album
about
by
it, so-
far is Ratitude. Like people don't shit on Ratitude enough. Like Ratitude was absolutely the lowest point for Weezer.
I've not
Like-
listened to
Ratitude-
it. Probably the lowest
they-
one.
it's like-
How did
shit on
we owe it
it
to
a lot.
ourselves? How did we let Ratitude happen?
Isn't that the
Gratitude
one
is my
with
least
Wayne?
favorite album by a band that I would say I love, like by far. And it's
Yeah.
not.
Like
Like,
if Arcade Fire made a Ratitude, I would kill myself.
You heard it here
Literal
first,
suicide
first,
alert.
folks. You heard it here
No.
first.
No, but here's actually my thing about this album. I think this album is, in some ways, the most Weezer-sounding album Weezer has ever made, in that it's kind of an amalgamation of everything they've done since Green, but just doing it right. Like, for
Yeah.
example, Thank God for Girls.
That's
Th-
what
this
I was
could- this-
saying earlier.
Okay, here's what I mean. Thank God for Girls is basically just another version of Bring Me My Sex.
Bring
except
me,
this song. Yeah, that's a song on.
bring me. Where's
no,
my
on-
sex on Pinkerton?
Where's My Sex? On Hurley, but like that song is like garbage. But like this song is not. Like they, and then like Do You Want to Get High? That's like We Are All on Drugs, but good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I get
like
it.
Jacked Up is like
I
a
think
Red Album song. That's
Maybe
better.
part of it is like Weezer's or Rivers. I keep wanting to say Weezer's instead.
I've done
of
that so many times. Yeah, I feel like Weezer.
But anyway, so Rivers is writing about these things in retrospect now. Like, Do You Want to Get High is about like his period where he was addicted to drugs and dating the same girl he wrote "Oh Girlfriend" about, and like
is it the same girl as what's called No Other One?
I don't know, maybe.
The girl with snakes.
Yeah, but so he's writing these in retrospect now, so he has some perspective. Like, whereas before it's just like, diary scrawlings.
And that's what's so powerful about Pinkerton.
Well,
and that's why I think.
I guess he did it wrong after Pinkerton, though.
Well, that's
like it felt. I don't know. It's hard to talk
the reason
about.
why I think the reason why it was bad for Pinkerton is that it didn't quite have the vulnerability that Pinkerton had, and the rawness and just the general kind of angst that album had. Where everything after that just felt like formulated and just it didn't feel natural. That was the issue, and that's why I dislike Green Album the most because it feels so goddamn forced.
I think I know why, actually.
That's a direct response to the reception of Pinkerton, I feel like. Pinkerton was his diary. Like, every embarrassing, angry, sad emotion that he had, he put it into that album. And when it got out, people, shat on it and tore it apart. And,
I don't think people...
We just want poppy stuff. We just want.
We overemphasized how much people hated Pinkerton.
It was wasn't it Rolling Stone's worst album of the year?
It was number 3, number 4. It was on number 3, number 4 of their worst list.
People hated Pinkerton. People hated it.
People hated it. No, people hated it. So what I was saying is, it's kind of formulaic, but also still angsty because I think Rivers still had that angst, but the label came in because Pinkerton was a fucking flop, and they made him make the songs poppier, and I think he really went with that because he fucking hated how much that Pinkerton flopped. He's talked about that a lot.
Yeah, he talked about how he literally secluded himself and tried to figure out how to make the perfect pop song. He's said that he did that.
He didn't even admit Pinkerton was a good album.
You guys are overemphasizing the impact of Pinkerton because he was depressed. He wrote songs from the Black Hole just about how much he hated being a rock star, and then he went away to Harvard just to get away from that rock star life.
Well, he was
a composition major there, so that probably also inspired him to want to write the perfect pop song.
Frustrated, but I don't know. You hear about
I feel like just the narrative is, Pinkerton got so hated that he went to major depression and made shitty pop music. It's this was a natural path. I don't know, just
No, there's more. There's definitely you're right. There's more.
I don't think people romanticize
Pinkerton. There are elements there, but I think it really did affect him.
I'm not saying it didn't affect him. People just overemphasize that just for the narrative.
No, I don't think the reception of Pinkerton influenced Rivers' personal life that much, but it definitely influenced how he went on to write songs.
Future album. No, I'll agree with that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Actually, hey guys, remember how we were supposed to talk about the White Album?
This is a mess.
Hey, Will, remember in the chat a couple days ago you said, let's try our best not to talk about Blue or Pinkerton during this discussion.
You guys you're reading the show.
In the
context is important though, especially
in the Google Doc. Can I say what's in the Google Doc? It says only mention Pinkerton/Blue once.
We've only mentioned Blue once, so we're doing
we did, there. It was only for a half hour though.
Okay, anyways,
let's talk about how Endless Bummer is an awful closer.
Fuck you.
Oh my God.
I like that song. It is a good song.
No, because that's wrong.
That is not wrong. It is a good song.
If it was literally just the guitar solo, it'd be a good song.
Yeah, here's the thing. Oh, Will, you're perfect. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, Jacked Up. No, listen. The album is optimistic, poppy, and sunshiny the whole time. Then you get to Jacked Up, and it's got the first inkling of hey, I'm kind of sad on this album. And then Endless Bummer is just 4 minutes of just dragging that feeling out for the long time, contributes absolutely nothing to the album. It should have been a short, quick little interlude, similar to Butterfly on that other album that I won't mention. And it should have been, if it was just the guitar solo, I think it would have been perfect. But it's just derivative, drags out long, boring, horrible conclusion to this album. Easily the worst song.
That's for me, that's where it falls apart. It's Jacked Up and Endless Bummer, because this literally feels like Red Album. Those two
Jacked
songs.
Up does everything Endless Bummer needed or wanted or could do, and it does it perfectly and shorter and keeps, that
Well,
consistency.
I
Are
don't
you
love
telling
Zacked
me
Up
you
either.
don't
though.
like Butterfly, AJ?
No, I was saying that Endless
Okay.
Bummer should have been more
Yeah.
like Butterfly.
Okay.
What-
okay.
That's
One
why I
hot-
like Endless
one
Bummer,
more hot
because
take.
it's kind of like Butterfly.
I
Long
like,
Time
I like
Sunshine
Jacked
could've closed
Up,
that
and I
album.
don't.
Butterfly is like 2 minutes, isn't it? And then like
Yeah.
Endless Bummer is. I'm looking at the time right now. It's 4 minutes. That's way too long.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's
it should
why
have been
it's
like a
called
quick.
Endless Bummer, because it feels endless compared to the rest of the album. Song
And
to
it's a
song.
bummer.
And it's a bummer that this song isn't ending.
Okay, you know what, guys? Y'all are hating on the song. I really like it. You know what? Well, you know what song I hate? I really do not like "Girl, We Got a Good Thing." I really do not like this
Oh
song.
no, it sucks. It sucks.
What?
It's not. It
I
doesn't
Thank you,
suck.
actually
Thank you.
agree with you
It
on
sucks,
that.
but it's an endearing Weezer bad. Like thing is like Alex
Yeah.
said earlier, they get things. People they do get like too bad of a rap for some of their music because like it is
Yeah.
bad, but it's endearingly bad.
This
Like
song
we said
got
about Red Album.
It's
This
endearing. I
album's
think
got
it's just
killer
bad.
ballad.
Red Album is
Yeah,
just like an
well-
album that's like, oh, this isn't good, but I still love it. Like that's what Girl We Got a Good Thing is like. Ooh, this is cliche as fuck, but I love it.
Yeah, so here's
I mean,
the thing about this album that comes up for me a lot when I was listening to it. At best times, it sounds like, oh, this is the band that made Blue and this is the band that made Pinkerton. And then at the worst times, it sounds like fucking 21 Pilots, which makes
Yep.
sense because 21 Pilots are kind of, not directly, but they came out of that whole era where Weezer was making shitty music for a while. And so I see that. But if you're gonna sit there and tell me that Thank God for Girls, the bridge or the breakdown, whatever you want to call it, doesn't sound like 21 Pilots, I'm gonna tell you you're objectively wrong. It sounds like
Hey,
Rip doing
hey,
a 21 Pilots impression.
Contrary to popular belief, though, 21 Pilots aren't the worst band on earth. They're not good.
They are.
They are. Will don't even say different. Okay, we should note that the guy who produced like a lot of like really popular alternative albums. Like he produced the Panic at the Disco album from this year, a couple stuff for Fall Out Boy, and a couple other artists, which is very interesting.
Fall Out Boy's actually.
It's very interesting to see that this guy is the one that brought Weezer kind of like brought Weezer up the show a bit.
The production on this album really hurts some of the songs, I think, because
I disagree.
No, I agree. The drums on some songs, the drums sound so fake.
And
And
the
I agree. I agree.
No,
I agree with
the
Steve.
drums sound so good. They sound so live to me.
the guitar tone on Everything Will Be on the Right in the End, because they had Rick, who produced Blue Album and Pinkerton. It sounded like classic
No,
Weezer.
he only produced Blue and Green.
Okay,
It was
but
just
here's
Blue
the
and Green.
thing.
Pinkerton was self-produced.
Everything Will Be Alright in the End sounds really boring and samey, whereas this album has variety.
yeah, the guitars are more upfront on this album than they were.
The thing is
on
that's the thing.
They don't
Okay.
sound right. They don't
I
sound
agree.
like
I
Weezer.
agree that like the production does feel a bit too
It's gloss.
It
yeah,
feels too
glossy.
much like
but
it
like
feels too much like modern alternative, which I think it's so weird. This album, in some ways, it subverts like stuff about modern alternative, but in some cases embraces it maybe too much. Maybe some of the
Yes.
bad things about modern alternative.
I think
Like
Weezer gets to do both because Weezer is like, if you're gonna talk about modern alternative, you literally can't not talk about Weezer.
oh yeah,
Like you have to talk about
the
Weezer when you're
influence
gonna talk
Weezer has
about
had on modern alternative has been like crazy.
And it's
Kinda
gotten to the
in a
point where-
good way and a
it's gotten to
bad
the point
way.
where Weezer are literally being influenced by themselves at this point. That's how kind of iconic that they are in this genre. And like a 2016 Weezer is easily like influenced and trying not to be derivative of a 1996 Weezer, and like you can't get around that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Right.
you said that they are actually being influenced by themselves, but I want to like take a moment to say that they literally are. Like I read this thing Rivers Kumo did for AV Club, and like he just like he said that like it was like a 5, 10, 15, 20 where you talk about shit that was important to you or music that you listened to a lot.
that's
And one of the
Pitchfork, yeah.
recent albums was Pitchfork. Oh, it was Pitchfork. I mean Pinkerton. Fuck my brain right now. Okay, all right. I'm so scatterbrained. Okay, so like one of the albums was Pinkerton recently, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been kind of going back to that, and like you know, like just revisiting it and making peace with it, almost like I don't know." He
As if
didn't say
write
that.
album.
And
Like as if he's just like a fan. Like it's like, hey, this Pinkerton album, you guys should listen to it. It's pretty good.
yeah, no,
It's a hidden gem I found.
That's basically the attitude he approached with it, and I think he's like actually taking that in now, and that's maybe
He's his
that's
own OG.
why we started to see.
And he's respecting
good
himself as his own OG.
Yeah.
You know what this has made me realize?
What?
This discussion. One day, this is a tangent, but one day we're gonna have to sit here and talk about a new Radiohead album. We're gonna have to do that,
Oh,
one day.
God.
and it's gonna be a shit show.
I might actually skip that podcast.
Hey.
As soon as
Yeah,
one of us gets good recording equipment, I'm skipping that podcast.
I can host that one.
Oh,
I'll be
God.
good.
It's literally just going to be Alex talking to
Yeah.
himself like back and forth of himself.
Literally, you guys-
he's gonna
you
have
guys
conflicting opinions.
probably-
It's gonna be like
you
He's gonna be.
probably
He's gonna be
shouldn't
like.
be on that one.
He's
I
gonna
should
have
just be on it alone.
I should
Alex,
just.
Alex is gonna have 6 mics set up in his room, and he's gonna
He
have
makes.
different
like
hats.
6 different opinions, which
I
there
will
will be more.
probably have legitimately like conflicting opinions, and I will argue with myself because there's gonna be a part of me where I'll be like, "Oh, but is this as good as their other stuff?" And then the other part of me will be like, "Fuck you, dude! It doesn't have to be, but it also is." And I'll just
Literally this.
Hey, who's that
Yeah.
talking in the background?
Okay.
Who's got people
The
over?
thing about. I'm
God,
alone.
me
in
having
Ghost.
people over.
in
Tell me,
my
say hi.
Yeah, 2016. I haven't spoken to a real person today. So White, the thing about White is that it's inconsequential, I think, which is fine and it's fun and like it came out at a weird time because if this had came out in like June, I think it would have had like
Yeah.
major crossover pop appeal potentially.
or just.
But that's how long it
just
takes for
listen
like
to
singles
it.
like this to make it to
We'll
the
see.
radio.
Yeah,
No, the
I
thing is,
never liked Thank God for Girls, and when that came out, I was like, Jesus Christ, Weezer's back to their shitty self. But I liked every other single, and I love them just as much here. And like, yeah, Do You Want to Get High and L.A. Girls, King of the World are all like classic pop Weezer songs in a good way though. Like Red, Green, all of those albums that we'll shit on, like you can't say that they all didn't have good singles or pick out 3 or 4 songs from
No.
each where you're like, these
No,
are good
absolutely.
Weezer songs.
no, that's the thing about Weezer. Like, I want to say also about their other albums. Like, everything else might have gone to shit, but Rivers Cuomo is one of the greatest of all time when it comes to writing a melody. Like, every album had great like maybe the production, the lyrics, the performances, everything else was shit. But like, even Ratitude like had some melodies where it's like, yeah, these are salvageable.
Sure.
Barely.
Barely. Like if you like
Can
took
we
the
talk?
melodies
Can we,
and like
can we can we talk about how good do you want to get high is? Oh God.
It's amazing.
It's
the guitar is so good. The riffs, the tone, everything about the guitar just sounds like classic Weezer, and it's just exactly what I want.
I just love.
They're also-
cue the feedback. Cue the feedback.
keep on
It's
doing
like-
what you're doing because I'll never get tired of you.
There are
again,
also moments though where this sounds like classic Weezer to the point where it's so predictable. So on California Kids, when it all cuts out for like 2 or 3 seconds and then it all comes kicking back in, like I was listening to it for the first time and I was going, oh, it's all gonna fade out for like 3 seconds and then it's all gonna blare back in, and then it exactly fucking did, and I was like, this is gonna be rough. But it's moments like that where you're just like, okay, this is Weezer making an album in 2016. You have to allow yourself some of these just kind of moments where it's you know, I'm not saying they get a pass for it, but it's kind of like, what else would you expect? What else do you want from this album? This album accomplishes everything I would want a Weezer album in 2016 to be, which is just like, hey,
Yes.
fun, not bad, just
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
they're having fun
Make
with
you
it.
hate
One
yourself.
thing I want to point out is like, well, I don't feel like this album throws too much back to like Weezer, like the first self-titled album and Pinkerton. Like, one thing I have noticed is that they've been like, they have these falsetto vocal melodies in the background, like, you know, they used to with Matt Sharp, and I thought that was just an interesting little tidbit because they didn't really do that as much after he left the band, but they're doing it now.
Right. Actually, another song I want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet is King of the World.
Oh, that's a
And
good
when
song.
that first came out, it was one of my
Okay.
least favorite singles, but it's grown on me. And I love that chorus. It's like just comes in, it's like, if I was king of the world, you'd be my girl. And just like makes you want to pump your fist.
It's a
The
great
thing
chorus,
I love about it
definitely.
too
Yeah.
is that like that's like quintessential song that teenage me, like freshman year high school me, would have fantasized about playing for a girl on my guitar and making her want to go out with me.
This song about his wife
And-
is really
And
nice
that's-
and cute. It's
And,
like,
and
oh,
that is like the perfect encapsulation
That's what
of
Weezer is.
and why I
this was-
fucking love Weezer.
This was
'Cause
what
they,
he was
like,
doing. This is what he was doing.
I
like
wanna.
that-
I
That's
want
just
to
like
laugh at you, but also I cried to Red Album in 9th grade, so I can't.
No,
Here's
that's
the
the
thing.
thing. It's like that's why they're so perfect.
You
and
want
I
to
love
laugh at
so
Weezer,
much.
yeah. You want to
Yeah,
laugh
like,
at Weezer too.
but you
The
can't,
band is
like,
called
make-
fucking Weezer with 2 E's and a Z, but it's sincere in just how cheesy and upfront it is, and that's a
It
good
brings you
thing
back to
about
those
them.
young, like, even though I'm not that far removed from it, like I'm only like 5 or 6 years, but still like it's going to keep bringing me back to that time in my life for the rest of my life. Every time I listen to Weezer, Like it has that youthful energy to it, and that sincerity.
Okay, can we talk about this album? I think again we were talking earlier how it feels more genuine, and it comes off in the performances where Rivers really sounds like he's really into it in some songs. You know, Do We Want to Get High? Like there's that part where he's like, I think it's during the bridge. He sounds really passionate. It's like, I never get tired. Like his falsetto comes in. It's like, oh, it's so nice. And then you have Thank God for Girls where he sounds really passionate in that. And then King of the World he sounds like awesome, and it's just again he sounds passionate.
And that song's about his wife and like his Japanese wife. Of course, he married a Japanese. He's a leader.
Can I give my contrarian opinion on Thank God for Girls?
It's good.
Weezer's rapping on that song is clever and funny and charming.
I hate it. I hate it so much. It's the worst. I hate it so much.
I love this song. Like, when it first came out, the thing is like I said, it does Beverly Hills, and it does. Give me my sex. Like it does all those songs, but does them justice. The production is interesting. The delivery is interesting. The lyrics are weird.
It's like it's at least like self-aware about goofiness.
The lyrics. It is kind of like classic, like cliche. Not cliche. It's not cliche at all. But the thing is, it's kind of cringy. But it's like the lyrics, the way that they go together, and they're just so weird that like they bring me in. Like I love it.
I said in the chat yesterday that it's like so bad. It's so like far gone that it's like good.
It's like, not cliche.
It's not.
Girl,
cliche.
We Got a Good Thing.
It's not even like. Fuck. It's not even like so good it's bad in the way The Room is. It's like so good it's bad, but it's just. I mean, so bad it's good, but just also legitimately just good. I don't know.
I like the production. I feel like it's interesting. I like the way they like. I like the way he like, feeds out like on girls, like kind of like by himself. I mean, that's also kind of like a predictable Weezer moment, but I love those predictable Weezer moments because they fill me with comfort. Like that's just the kind of band they are. They're a very comfortable band for me, and when they do those kind of things, it just makes me feel like I am myself.
So no one, we haven't said this, but everyone likes this album. Right?
Yeah. I like the album.
If you don't like it, you're the police.
Yeah.
I don't think
like
it's a great album.
Even.
I think there are some very good songs on it. But I think there are also some pretty abysmal tracks that I just have no interest in.
I will say though that the worst tracks on here are not like cringeworthingly bad. They're just like
they're not.
They're just like okay, this is not that
everything
great.
Everything is listenable. Everything's listenable.
Yes,
like at least this album feels like Ratitude felt like it was catered to like middle schoolers drinking Mountain Dew and like watching like silly YouTube
it was catered
videos.
to raw girls like that wear the bracelets and like wore like the the colorful.
This
like skinny jeans and like have the t-shirts that's like raw dudes, I love you and dinosaur.
AJ,
even the
Matty.
stupid
AJ.
lyrics on this are like at least subtle.
We know girls love bracelets, right? You gotta have some bracelets.
Right.
You gotta have some.
Gotta have some bracelets if you want to pick up the honeys.
Yeah. Shouts out to Chris from Prank Invasion.
Have we talked about Summer Lane and Drunk Dory? Because I think that's one of the best songs.
That song reminds me of it reminds me of a blue, what's it called? I always forget the name of it. But it reminds me of a Blue Album B-side.
Suzanne? No,
Jamie.
not
Suzanne.
Jamie.
No, I swear it's true. Oh, I really need you. I swear it's true. Like the way the guitar. I'll throw the link.
Throw the link in the description. Okay, but overall, again, I guess we're kind of like.
I swear it's true. The song's called "I Swear It's True."
That's off the Pinkerton B-sides.
No, you're wrong.
No, it's on Blue. It's "I Swear It's True" is a Blue B-side.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's within the Pinkerton Deluxe Edition.
Yeah, the deluxe edition had hella songs for Pinkerton.
Okay.
Yeah, the Pinkerton Deluxe Edition is like, here's everything we've ever written up to this point.
Well, no, it's because it had all the songs from the Black Hole.
Oh
Not
yeah.
all of them. It had most.
Yeah, but it had a lot. We had a lot. But the point is that, yeah,
Between that and the Lone series, we have most of them, but not
yeah,
all.
we have all of them.
No, I don't think we have all of them.
We don't have every track they recorded, but we have the entire track list for like the potential album.
And also, they gave out the song like sheet music or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
But the point is that that's a good song, Drunk Dory. Like in
Great song. The guitar
Yeah.
again. I think that's what always gets me with Weezer is that guitar tone, and I don't know what it is, but it's just
the thing is like Rivers and Brian, they turned up their amps, like they like turned on the distortion this time, and like actually has a kick to it that it hasn't had in years.
that's
Besides
everything will be all right.
Yeah, but even this one has more kick to it.
Yeah, I would say some of the songs. Some songs like California Kids, Wind in Our Sail, Girl, We Got a Good Thing, Jacked Up, Endless Bummer do not have that kick, in my opinion.
No, California Kids does, like when it picks up like the baby will be see, like that's what I'm talking about. There's like these like fist pumping choruses that like then it just comes in and like just has bite, his teeth.
The chorus is okay. It's a bit too.
It's not even the chorus, but it's like the guitar tones, like the way they come in there, like
something about it's off for me. I don't know. It sounds a bit too generic. It doesn't have that exact same sound. I don't know what it is.
You're such a terrible Weezer. It's like I want that exact sound.
It's not.
You're sounding pretentious right now. It's like
fuck you, Will.
I don't want that sound.
I can't think of a good comeback, so I'm just saying fuck you.
I feel the need to defend. I need to defend "Girl, We Got a Good Thing" right now because like I really enjoy that song.
I'm the only one here who hates it. Okay.
It's bad, but it's like
besides
like
Ethan,
the bridge on that song, the bridge with like the start-stop drums and guitars and Rivers falsetto, like that's probably one of my favorite moments on the entire album. On "Girl, We Got a Good Thing." I mean, like it's like I guess it's kind of cheesy sunshine pop, like power chord, power pop. I don't know, but like the whole album is, and I think this song does it really well.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back to an earlier point where I said that. Again, this is the most genuine they've sounded. I mean, the thing is, I haven't listened to Everything Will Be Alright in the End, so I can't really say this, but like, this is the most genuine I've heard from them since like Pinkerton. But still, I mean, again, I understand everyone compares with the old albums, and like, you kind of.
Whoa.
Of course, everyone does it. You don't want to. You don't want to, but you do it.
Whoa.
Whoa, what?
Maladrot.
What about it?
So,
what?
Okay, Maladrot. Okay, Maladrot is solid.
It's genuine.
It's solid.
Have you heard Slob? Have you heard Dope Nose? Keep Fishing, American Gigolo.
It is okay. Instrumentation wise,
space rock.
It's solid, but emotionally doesn't really like catch me. Like Pinkerton, there was
neither does White. This is not an emotional album. You can't make that argument for White.
White has
makes me feel.
White has like a point though.
It has a point, but like there's certain times where there's still this level. I mean, again, there's still this level of disconnect between Rivers and me when it comes to this album. There's a lot less disconnect than like something like Green Album or Maladroit or fucking Make Believe. But there's still that level of disconnect where it's like, man, I want to relate to Rivers, but there's just something that's keeping me from it. And it's like, I still like this album. I think it's really good. It's the best, it's still a good album. But it's like, emotionally, I want to connect with it more, and the closest I get to like connecting with it is "Do You Want to Get High," because his performance is so genuine and like real on that.
And you want to get high.
Matty, just say it. Just say it. It sounds like Pinkerton to you.
Yeah, yes, exactly. It sounds like Pinkerton. That's why I love it.
Just like don't stop. Yeah. No, but yeah, I know. That's your.
I want that.
That's your problem with Weezer, though. I think, and that's also something problem with you is like in Weezer is that like you didn't like a lot of us like we grew up on them. Like they're very like 13, 14-year-old band. Like they're quintessential for that age.
I mean, I didn't listen to albums, but I listened to songs of Weezer when I was growing up.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like that's like I feel like I think that's actually okay. It's a different opinion, but that's like the different place we're coming from. So like we can take the happier. Like we don't need to connect to it that way.
And like I'm fine with not being able to connect to it, but it's just there's just hints of it here and there on this album where we're so close to kind of seeing Rivers be a bit more vulnerable, but like he kind of shields himself a little bit, and it's like.
But the thing is, I'm okay with like 45-year-old Rivers. Like even if he was a normal, well-adjusted person, he's not going to make that same. Like he's not going to make that same vulnerability. Like that's just not how humans work.
I know.
Except Mark Kozlak.
I know. Except Mark Kozlak. I know. It's just.
Well, like yeah, like it's just like there's no way like you back that 2016. Like,
I get that.
Sorry.
It makes me sad, but still I get it. I mean, like I said, I like the sound. There's some really great songs here. Am I going to put this in my top 10 this year? I don't know. We'll see what comes out because this year so far has been kind of like iffy.
This is nowhere near my top 20 already.
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
I haven't listened to that much this year, so I can't really say too much.
It's in my top 10 so far, but
this is right below my top 20. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be one of my favorite albums of the year by far, but I like it.
Okay, we should probably wrap things up. Let's see. Yeah, do we want to do head ratings or any final thoughts?
I have a final thought.
Okay, go ahead, Jake.
The song "LA Girls" is the literal exact same song as "Holiday" on the Blue album. They're the same song. They're both good, but they're just the same.
I kind of get that, but not really.
And I don't care really at this point. Like I'm fine with that.
I'm like I wouldn't mind if that were true.
I like the song.
Agree.
I don't particularly agree, but I don't know. I don't.
I wouldn't be mad if they did that.
Okay, so ratings time. Okay, my rating for this album would be I would swipe right on it on Tinder, but I would be very hesitant about actually talking with it. There we go.
That's fair.
That's a pretty good rating. Your guys' turn.
I give this like a slight sunburn lying by the beach, but not to the point where you're pissed off about it, but like you're not tan, so you're not happy about it.
Okay.
Or
Jake.
I'll give it a head rating, and that would be the face of a smug Jorge Garcia, aka Hurley, right after he just finished like a big meal, just happy and
the deuce.
content.
He dropped the deuce.
Yeah.
It's not technically a head rating, but like that thing I said earlier about making me want to sing the song for a girl and make her want to go out with me. I feel like that's like the perfect summation of my relationship with Weezer and this album. So I'm just gonna say that.
I guess my rating is that we're all nerds, and this is a good album.
That's actually something I would do. We're gonna be shit talking other like things like Jeremiah is one of the few people here that does not really care for Weezer. Like wasn't geeking out this on the chat all week. And I think that's because he's a Pavement boy. The thing is that like these are two bands that
I'm a Pavement boy though.
Well, here's the thing about them. They're both bands that like have kind of like the same like slacker vibe.
Follow our Pavement parody account, Pavement 2000. Continue.
Right. The things like even if they're not the exact same, but like they should have the same fan base. Like they should overlap, and they do to an extent. But it's like nobody loves those two bands the same. And it's like I feel like it's because Weezer is like nerdy slackers and uncool, and Pavement are nerdy slackers that are cool.
Well, also Pavement have had a better discography than Weezer overall.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's also a lot shorter.
I feel like as a band, I love Weezer more. Like, I enjoy Rivers as a human being, and I like respect him a lot, you know. But like I don't know, Weezer hasn't made an album I like as much as Crooked Rain. I guess I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Iggy needs to give his rating,
Jeremiah's
guys.
a cool kid. That's good with
I have my review. Okay, so Google Jeff Speechless Community. Go to images, and the first GIF that comes up, that's my review.
Okay, I'm gonna write down the timestamp. I'm gonna put that in the video.
I sent it in the Google chat or in the Skype chat.
I will, if you remember, I'll put it in the video if I remember.
Okay, edit that shit
in like 15 minutes, but I'll probably forget. Okay, that is Ethan's rating if you saw it on the YouTube, but if you're listening on iTunes, just look up what he said, because...
Jeff Speechless Community.
There you go.
The first GIF.
It's okay, but it wasn't worth that commitment to the joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subpar meme.
Well, that's
subpar meme, TBH.
Well, that's about wraps up this terrible, terrible podcast. This podcast was a disaster. It was living hell for 1 hour and 12 minutes.
That was bad.
Let's make it living hell.
I like how we followed up our best podcast with by far our worst.
This is not the worst. God, no.
We've had worse.
You were on the Asthmatic Kitty podcast.
Do you not remember the Spectral Pulse podcast?
I was in there.
The Churches podcast. Besides for Alex's great head rating.
Oh, fucking Churches!
Woo! That was a terrible podcast. Besides Alex's head rating.
I thought the discussion was like the actual discussion of Churches was fine, but like the before that was like we
oh god! That was the episode when we had Sebastian and Zach on, and it was so bad. It was their first podcast, and neither of them did that well, and you audibly went, Jesus Christ, when Sebastian kept talking about something no one cared about.
It was like an electronic album, and you kept talking about like every beat drop.
Oh, God. Okay, we should probably end this before we make everyone hate us even more.
Okay.
Let's talk about how our actual best episode got erased for all of time.
Oh god, that sucks.
R.I.P. Divers Cast.
That sucked, and it was all my fucking fault.
Dude, like our discussion went so deep. It was like there's no me.
We actually talked about an album for like a solid 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
even longer. We had a very ship of 40 minutes. We had deep we had a very focused and analytical discussion. Yeah.
We had chemistry, the three of us. We were on the same page.
Jake was there.
Was it?
No,
Jake wasn't. No, Jake
it
wasn't
was
here.
Stefan. It was Stefan.
you.
Yeah. No, Stefan wasn't there either yet.
No, it was.
No, he was there. Stefan's been here.
You're thinking of the Deaf Heaven cast.
I wasn't on that one either. But
No, I'm talking about
Yeah,
Stefan.
no,
was
Jake-
on
Jake
Deaf
is
Heaven
like-
cast.
Who was
Jake
our
just
fourth?
joined this
We
year. Jake joined this
definitely
year.
had a fourth for divers.
No, you
though.
didn't.
No, he wasn't there.
No, it wasn't
Okay,
Jake. Jake
we
joined
should
this
probably
year.
end this podcast.
Okay, yeah, we need to end this.
Literally,
You guys
no
are
one
fucking-
cares about us musing about past podcasts.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed listening. As always, okay, subscribe to us
Oh,
on
God.
YouTube, like us,
If you did enjoy
Smash that like if
smash
you
that
like.
raw fucking like button.
Send money. Hashtag get Alex to Pitchfork.
Yep, send money to
It
us to our
tweeted already.
PayPal accounts.
I tweeted it like an hour ago.
Like us
Send
on
condoms.
like us on
Just because.
like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Indieheads Podcast. Follow us on Twitter,
Wait,
Indieheads Pod. All the links are in the
find
description,
me
anyways.
This jacket. Find me this jacket. Put the
This-
link in the description, Matty. I need that jacket, but I waited too long and someone else bought it. Find me that jacket. I
Sure,
will love you.
I hope. Okay,
Donate
That
sure.
sounds like a pavement. That's a pavement lyric. That's
Donate
a fucking
for-
it's like find me my jacket.
Okay, hope you guys enjoyed listening, and we're gonna end this disaster of a podcast now because I'm gonna.
Oh
kill
wait,
myself.
wait.
Actually, hold
Also,
on.
important consideration. My name is not Bartholomew. Let's end this.
What?
Follow me.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night, bye
Goodbye.
guys, bye,
Oh god, this is so bad.
bye. Okay, I stopped recording.
Lord,
Worse things have happened.
Yeah,
barely.
the Holocaust happened.
The Holocaust. God damn it.
Hey guys, by the way, I'm still recording.
Hey,
Bye.
good
This is the actual bye this time.
Podcast was
This
better than
podcast
the
officially
Holocaust.
worse than the Holocaust. You heard it here first. Bye, guys.